Before we start this experience, I will guide you on how to use the controllers. To pick something up, you can press and hold grip on your controller. This is the button you can currently see glowing. Let's have some fun and try this. Here is a rugby ball. Go on, pick it up. Throw the ball away by releasing the button. That was great! In electronic devices such as your phone, there is a compound called a semiconductor. This is also known as a chip. Without it, the device would not work. A chip conducts electricity and can be manufactured into an integrated circuit amongst other things. Demand for semiconductors is very high. This is because we constantly want the latest technology. Think of your life without a phone or computer. Even the plane that flies you on holiday will be full of these chips. Before we head into the lithography lab, we must enter the clean room. Let's go there now. Welcome to the clean room. Extremely detailed processes and bespoke environments are essential for producing wafers. When one speck of dust can destroy the functionality of a chip, the only way to avoid contamination is to control the environment. Let's get you suited up before we head into the lab. You will need to put together a full clean room suit, which looks like this. Before you got here, I made sure to order the items in your size. I just need to try and remember where I left them. My friend over here will show you which items you have already found, acting a bit like a mirror. Now I remember. I use the lockers. When putting on a clean room suit, it is very important to do so in the correct order. The first item you will need is a head cover. I am pretty sure I left this one in the locker highlighted in yellow. Why don't you pull open the locker and have a look inside? Amazing! There it is! Why don't you pick that up using your controller, and I will put it on for you. Great job! See how my friend over here is now wearing the head cover too. Now, let's find the next piece, the bodysuit. Now if I remember correctly, I think the suit is in this locker highlighted in yellow. Take a look inside and see if you can find it. Oh dear, that's not a suit. I must have left that one there from rugby practice earlier. You can pick up that ball and throw it away, and I will remember to take that home with me later. That's it. Now throw the ball so it does not get in our way. Silly boron. Let's try that one again. I think that suit must be over here. Try and look inside this highlighted locker. Fantastic. Again, pick that one up using grip on your controller. You now look more prepared for the lab. We have just a few things left. Let's move over the bench and find these last pieces of clothing. The reason why the changing room has been divided by this bench is to make sure that our normal clothes and shoes do not contaminate the lab entrance. Usually we would sit on the bench to put on our shoe covers, but today you can just pick those up from the bench using your controllers. Excellent! The next thing you need to pick up is a face mask. You can find this on the metal table. We can't forget safety goggles. You should see those highlighted on the same table. Why don't you grab that pair? The last thing we need to put on is our gloves. These get on the table, and there is one for each of your hands. Make sure to put the left glove on the left hand and the right glove on the right hand. That's it. You are all suited up and ready. Now we can head into the lab. Use your controller to click the button on the door when you are ready to continue. Welcome to the lab. You may have noticed the lighting in the room is amber. This is because UV light is used in the process, and we need to control what the wafer is exposed to and when. The machine in front of you is a lithography machine. This will take a silicon wafer and print on a desired circuitry pattern. I'll guide you through the process as we make our own semiconductors. Let's begin. To pick up a mask or wafer, we must use tongs instead of our hands. This is so we don't damage the mask or wafer. With your right hand, grab the tongs. During lithography, we need to project a pattern onto a wafer. This is a simple process. We take a mask with our desired pattern on it, then we place this mask above the wafer. UV light is then used to project the pattern onto the wafer. Let's have a go at that now. We need to place the mask into the mask tray. Let me get that for you. To pick up the mask, place the tongs near the mask highlighted in yellow and press grip. Place the mask into the mask tray. When near the tray, release grip to carefully place the mask. Great! Let's put the mask tray into the machine. Let me do that for you. Great job! Now that the mask is in the machine, you need to insert a wafer. With your left hand, grab and pull open the wafer tray. Using the tongs, pick up the wafer highlighted in yellow. Oh dear! That wafer does not look like it has been treated properly. Why don't you just throw that one? Don't worry, I will clean that mess up. Now, why don't you carefully pick up this second highlighted wafer? If you drop, great job. Place the wafer into the wafer tray. Grab the handle of the wafer tray and push it into the machine. Everything we need is now in the machine. Before we project the pattern from the mask onto the wafer, we need to make sure both are lined up. This needs to be very precise, since we are working on a nanometer scale. Take a look at the screen. Grab and use the joysticks to line up the pattern. Moving the joysticks will move the blue pattern. Move the pattern around until it is on top of the outline. Get as close as you can, then press the big blue button. Perfect! I will give you 3 stars. When we align a mask to a wafer, we need it to be extremely accurate. Now, let's carry on. Now the mask is aligned to the wafer. We can expose the wafer to receive the pattern from the mask. This is done using UV light. Press the big red button. With both the wafer and mask exposed to UV light, the pattern from the mask is being projected onto the wafer. The pattern will lay the foundations for the wafer to be turned into semiconductor chips that power devices such as phones, laptops, or medical equipment. Did you know today's most advanced chips can be as small as 14 nanometers? That's thousands of times smaller than a grain of sand. Looks like that's now done. Let's take the wafer out of the machine. grab the tongs. Pull open the wafer tray and take out the wafer. Take a close look at the wafer. You will see the pattern from the mask is now on the wafer. When you are ready, place it back in the wafer rack. A wafer could go through this process hundreds of times in a large factory to get the desired circuitry patterns. Now you know the basics of lithography. But before you go, I have one more thing to show you. I have put some items on the table which contain semiconductors. Feel free to pick them up and throw them around. Then when you are ready, we can start again, or you can end the experience. It was great to meet you. Goodbye.